Thank you so much, Brett, and welcome inside the broadcast booth as it is time for the ACHA Network to cover the Division II Women's ACHA National Championship. I'm Thomas Biondo, that's Todd Corder, and let's start off by talking a little bit about these two teams here. Minot State, the Beavers, they come into this one scoring a lot of goals in tournament play, and as you said, Todd, we were talking before, you're a big fan of defense, but Minot State has really gotten the offense going so far in this tournament.
33 goals in 4 games, led by two players, Balog and Grimstad. Grimstad, to me, has had the incredible tournament. 7 goals, 10 assists for 17 points. Balog, 9 goals and 3 assists for 12 points. For Assiniboine to win this hockey game, they must shut them down.
Yeah, and that's kind of Assiniboine's game. Wait, persevere, and then there's our opportunity, bang. And then once they do that, they seem to be able to score in bunches after the fact. So that's something for them to try to work out is they're going to have to weather the storm, I feel like, for the early going with Minot. But then you wait for your chances, just like yesterday's game, playing the defending national champs. They fall behind 1-0, but they were patient, waited their chances, and ended up getting the 2-1 victory.
Well, that's it. They weren't supposed to be here. Lakehead was supposed to be here. They beat them 2-1 in the national semifinal, and they've done it with defense. They've allowed 3 goals this entire tournament.
Yeah.
If they can allow 2 or less, they've got a chance today. I think that's what it comes down to. Is defense is the key, staying in position, and the special teams. The special teams, their penalty kill has been 90% for this tournament, and their power play has been around 56%. So be an opportunistic team, get Minot State to turn the puck over in the neutral zone or in their own end and capitalize.
Jasmine Denby has been the leading scorer for Assiniboine. She's got 8 points, and then Rachel Charles has 6. So there's a lot of really good talent as well on the other bench. But right now, we are going to go to our talent downstairs. That's Andy Storrs, who's going to bring us in here with the introduction to the starting lineups and the national anthem.
Good morning, parents and hockey fans and fans watching the live webcast on the ACHA YouTube network. Welcome to the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas for the 2019 American Collegiate Hockey Association Women's Division II National Championship Tournament hosted by the Frisco Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Dallas Stars, and the Children's Health Star Center Ice Rinks. This is ACHA Public Address Announcer Andy Storrs. 4 days ago, 12 teams began their quest to achieve a national championship. And today, after many hard-fought battles, we're down to the final 2 teams remaining in that quest to win the ultimate prize in women's ACHA Division II hockey, the awarding of the national championship trophy to today's victor. Our final 2 teams standing for today's championship game are on the visiting bench, the number 2 seed from the West Region, the Assiniboine Community College Cougars. And on the home team bench, the number 1 seed from the West Region, the Minot State University Beavers. Let's begin our festivities this day by introducing the starting lineups for both teams, beginning first with the visiting bench, the Assiniboine Cougars. In goal, a freshman from Dauphin, Manitoba, number 1, Marley Husnell. On defense, a sophomore from Corkville, Ontario, number 7, Mariah McHugh. On defense, a sophomore from Carmen, Manitoba, number 14, Simone Turner-Comer. At center, a sophomore from Elkhorn, Manitoba, number 17, Carly Frederick. At left wing, a freshman from Winnipegosis, Manitoba, number 3, Jasmine Denby. And at right wing, a sophomore from Morden, Manitoba, number 15, Alyssa Alderson. The head coach of the Cougars is Tony Bertoni. The assistants are Terry Senkbiel and Tara Van Coenberg. The manager is Larry Shannon. And now the starting lineups for the home team bench. The Minot State Beavers in goal, a junior from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, number 31, Shelby Tornado. On defense, a freshman from Sherwood Park, Alberta, number 27, Clarissa Lewis. On defense, a freshman from Churchbridge, Saskatchewan, number 40, Cassidy Entz. At center, a freshman from Wascata, Manitoba, number 14, Haley Wickham. At left wing, a sophomore from Minot, North Dakota, number 21, Brianna Bergerson. And at right wing, a sophomore from Balgonie, Saskatchewan, number 10, Sammy Jo Henry. The head coach of the Beavers is Ryan Miner. Their assistants are Donovan Galt and Lyndon Lipinski. The trainer is Cassandra Heald. Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise and kindly remove all caps and join me, soloist Andy Storrs and organist Gary Lichtard, as we first sing and play the Canadian National Anthem, followed by the Star Spangled Banner. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Andy Storrs, who has done the national anthem probably more times than he can count during the course of this tournament, and each and every one has been fantastic that we have heard through all the tournaments and all the games here at the Frisco, Texas Comerica Center. Thomas Biano here again, along with Todd Quarter. So happy to have you with us here as we get ready to drop the puck in this one. And Todd, one more time, Minot State, Assiniboine. They saw each other a lot in the regular season. Minot got the better of the matchups, but it is Assiniboine that, hey, they're playing in the national championship, so they deserve to be here.
They're playing their best hockey at the right time of the year. Perfect time. Offensively, Jones and Anderson, they have not scored a goal during this tournament. They were the leading scorers during the regular season. on this hockey team. In order for them to win this hockey game today, I believe they got to get the puck in the net.
Very, very similar national semifinals and national championship as last year. Lakehead will beat Bishops and advance to the national title. Minot beat North Dakota State, and then Lakehead beat MSU. This year, Minot took out Bishops, and obviously Assiniboine beat the defending champs in Lakehead. And wow, those games are over. This game is on, and a national champion to be determined here in the ACHA Division II, and it starts with a flip-in and an early hold by Marley Quisnell, I beg your pardon, as it's a offensive zone opportunity for the Beavers in the early going. This offensive zone faceoff going to be in the left wing circle. Draws, drop, tied up there. Quick shot on, and Quisnell got that one. Rebound cleared away to the near side wall. Coming down to make the play there is Lewis. Tapped around, and it's played down below the goal line, and they work it up to the far side shortboards, and spinning it out the center is going to be Alderson. It's going to go down the ice, and it will roll wide of the net, and an icing call-up coming. Move the face-off 200 feet back down the other way as we've played 30 seconds of this one.
Excellent start for the Beavers, winning the face-off and getting a shot off the face-off. You know, that's so critical. You winning the percentages of the face-offs and also puck possession. The team that can possess the puck the most has the best shot at winning it.
All right, we continue on here as a face-off is going to be this time pushed around to the near side wall. It's going to come up. We're going to have Boz join us shortly between the benches. So hold on, Boz, as we get a third member of our team gets ready to come into this one. And meanwhile, coming into the zone there was Assiniboine. They couldn't get it deep on their own, or at least with control. Now it comes back to the point. Point shot there, and looking for a redirection in front. Just unable to get a stick on it was Doherty. Now it comes to the near side corner. Kicked on into the corner. Falling down was a Minot State Beaver. Played around on the backhand to the far side, and that's going to be Gowdy's opportunity to play it. It's tapped along the wall, and it's held there along the short boards. Minot back in control. It's played off the backboards and looking for an outlet pass was going to be Brooke Mead. Comes in front off a steal on the rebound, his side of the cage. Assiniboine banging away at it, and it's going to be cleared. And that is going to be an icing call, but the first outstanding scoring chance of the game goes to the Assiniboine Cougars. And with that, let's go ahead and send it down to Boz downstairs.
Yeah, hey Todd, Thomas, great game. Looking forward to be here with you on the call. Championship pedigree here. Of course, Minot State, their D1 team. They just won the D1 National Championship. Assiniboine on the other side, they took down the defending national champions. And Lakehead University should be a good one here today. Glad I could be here with you.
Boz, we're happy to have you here as between the bench, adding all sorts of insight at ice level. Todd Quarters next to me. I'm Thomas Biondo, and we get a puck that's kicked out to center ice. Assiniboine's going to look to wind up here. It's moved down through, and as Alderson dropped it off, taken away, and the Beavers are going to move back in. That's Balag on the far side, playing it around, or excuse me, it was on the near side, played it around to the far side. Swept down out to center ice by Assiniboine, and the Cougars are now going to bring it back. Chipping it in is going to be the forward Denby. It's going to come around to the near side corner. They joust away there, and it ends up getting pushed back in. Steal and interception, chance in front. Oh, and a great chance there for Frederick as it hit the side of the net and ended up right on her stick. But up to the task on that one was the netminder Tornado.
I'll tell you what, the earlier sequence, Rachel Charles, who scored 5 goals in this tournament, had a great shot inside the lower part of the slot off the face-off, and then Frederick had another shot. So good start for Assiniboine.
Yeah, as they have probably the 2 best scoring chances here in the early going. It's a good start for them. They'd love to have a good start here against Minot with all the goals that they scored in pool play. But Assiniboine is on it again. A centering pass that side of the net. Comes on back to the point. There's a shot on. Oh, and a late blocker save as Tornado got that one. All Cougars right now tied up along the board as once again, that's Jones in deep, keeping it along the near side boards. She is doing battle down there against the Beaver defensewoman, and that check Karam's wide. It's going to go to the far side corner. Bergeron looks to clear. She cannot. Pushing it in further is going to be McHugh. 2 aside do battle. A third Beaver comes in. McHugh trying to dig it out. It comes on back to the point where Doherty has it. Doherty, that shot was blocked, but it comes right on over to the defense partner there, and that's just stuck away. That shot looked like it was let go by Turner Cummings. Still in deep here as the Cougars get the jump early on against the Beavers. Played around the near side boards. Doesn't get out of the zone yet again. Held in. Looking for an angle to shoot and fire it through is Turner Cummings. That didn't end up working out, and on the backhand, it's going to be played ahead. Bergeron couldn't catch up to this, and that's going to end up going out of play. Boz, what do you got for us, sir?
Yeah, kind of just looking at Minot State right now, they're a little bit late getting in the puck, just kind of stagnant feet defensively. I think that's allowing Assiniboine to really get to the pucks first, especially on the forecheck. Just a little bit of a slow start for Minot State, but I think if they could get the legs going defensively, they'll be fine on their own end and get a breakout going.
Yeah, we Todd right next to me was nodding to there. It looks like you agree with that thought, Todd.
Absolutely, 100%. They've got Minot State on its heels. Come out a little flat there. But you know what? A team that's, Minot State's beaten them 6 times this year. I'm telling you, teams just get tired of it, and you got a championship game here. All you need to do is beat them once to become a champion.
That's exactly right. As Gowdy went into the corner, her stick got lifted, and again, Assiniboine on it along the near side wall. The Cougars get it as far as the line. That was not held in by Entz, so we get a foot race back the other way where Blight's going to try to win it. She was cut off as Grimsted's going to pick it up, wrap the cage, and here we go. Grimsted actually lost control of it, trying to get it out to center. Frederick tried to get it deep. It didn't work, but on the second effort, McHugh's going to throw it in deep. Tornado to tee it up. Pressure coming in. Good forecheck here by Assiniboine as they've got 3 down below the dots, really trying to prevent Minot from clean breakouts, and it seems to be working thus far. Puck off the back of the cage. They look for an outlet once again. It gets to the near side short boards, but again, held in by the Cougars. Starting to sound like a broken record a little bit. There's another one that stayed in the zone, and now it's going to be cleared. Picked up near side wall, and with speed, they bring it in over the line. That's Wickham on it. She got it as low as the circles and pushed it in further. Centering pass for Bergeron didn't find its mark. Cleared away to the near side boards, and back the other way we go. Both teams making good rushes here. That was knifed down on a good play there by Bjarnson. Rink wide feed is a good one, and it's going to be a 1-on-2 left wing side. Shots thrown on, and the save is made as Quiznolan got that one. To the top of the circles, they do battle. 2 aside this time. As Bjarnson trying to push it in further as she's doing battle there with 13 Charles. It's going to come out, maybe a 2-on-2. They bring it up, it's Doherty. Doherty got run out of real estate though, couldn't get the pass in front. Is able to maintain possession, centering pass, and that's going to carry him all the way back to the boards. Opportunity here for Alderson. Played to the middle again, and just fanning on that opportunity was Jones. There's another shot, and that was blocked. They turn, and it's tipped on in as the pressure continues to come by the Cougars.
No doubt about it. Look at him trying to pinch him in along the boards. Don't let him clear the puck out. The defensemen are doing an excellent job of staying back to allow any type of cherry pick or breakouts. That's what you want to do.
Good job negating an icing there. That shot by Balog didn't get on through, and it's going to be cleared out to center. And picking it up there with a little time and space will be Clarissa Lewis. Lewis sends it in, but only got as far as the top of the circles as, again, Assiniboine prevents him from getting deep, but they turn it over along the wall. Lewis throws it in front, hit a skate, got knocked down, as Minot looks to get the forecheck going, but it's going to end up working out, and good job here for Blight to bring it up. Blight looks to bring it in. That shot hit a skate. Follow-up, though, is going to be turned back the other way by Balog. She's had a really good tournament this far, makes a move, but couldn't take the puck with her. We go back the other way. Here come the Cougars in over the line, left wing side. Collision there. Checking is illegal, but inadvertent contact is legal, so that's why no penalty on that play. To the near side boards we go. 2-on-2, actually a 2-on-3 as it looks like they got the trailer too, but in full flight is Grimsted. She's going to send it wide, and it's going to carry them all the way around to the line. Couldn't get held in on first attempt. Actually, it did on a late change, and now puck's controlled on the left wing side. They circle on the outside rim. Now it's laid across. A little bit of time and space here. Not really liking the line to the net. It just got thrown off the backboards by Wigness. Again, Minot now looking to move the line. They're warming to the task here. That puck is just thrown on front. And boy, nobody touched it, and Meade had an opportunity. Into the corner it goes. A little bit of a jousting match there is finally going to be controlled by the Cougars. They're going to get it to the line. Good keep there. Now the Beavers get it alone in front of backhand. Oh, and the stop of the rebound got pushed away by the defenseman. Or the defensewoman behind the play. Can I catch a number on that as she goes off and makes a great play? I believe it was 17 Frederick that kept it out of the net. Lead feed back the other way. Minot starting to find their legs here. Starting to press. That shot's going to be wired in as Sammy Jo Henry gets it deep. To the near side corner it goes. Looking to push it on further was Gowdy. She couldn't get it deep. It gets to the line and will now get out as it's followed up there by Steph Jones. Jones will end up landing on back into her zone. Room on the left wing side. It's going to be carried on by Rachel Charles. Charles fanned on the first opportunity, and that allows Minot to tap it off the boards looking for a rush. Good job trying to get it deep as it didn't work out for Alyssa Anderson, and they come back 3 strong over the line. Cutting through the middle is Balag, one of the leading scorers in both the team and the tournament, both the regular season, I should say, and the tournament. Balag's got it again. She looks to swipe at it to take it in deep. It's poked out to center ice and then chipped back in over the line. On a delayed offside. The Cougars are going to take an opportunity, skate it near sidewall, and it's tamped along the boards. Boz, you said you got something for us here. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm just going to say it looks like Minot State's really settled in since about 5 minutes ago. I could hear their coach down here, Ryan Miners, basically telling his team to settle it down a little bit. Of course, their captain, who's back on the ice right now, coming off completely exhausted. A great hustle shift to really spark this team in right now. Minot State just swarming since that about 5-minute or 15-minute mark of that first period.
That's first period that's now down to 11 minutes to go, and it's again dug out by the Beavers and a backhand chance, and it's never a bad play to slow the play up, is it, Todd?
No, it's not, and you know, Assiniboine, they need to take a deep breath here. They were back on their heels momentarily. It's not bad to have a face-off here. It gives them a chance to change lines and reset, but what's critical here is to win the face-off. You must win the face-off, and you know, it's got to be done here.
And they aren't able to do it. The face-off win allows for a clear. Ernst had 2 shots on, didn't get either of them through. Now another chance, and this time she's just going to find the far side corner. Bergeron looked to make the play there. It never got to her, so it comes around to the near side. That's a lead feed for number 3, Jasmine Denby. Denby sends it up ahead. A Minot player falls down. This is going to give Alyssa Alderson another opportunity. There's one that's thrown, and it got deflected and went below the goal line. And now a little bit of a pin to the boards again, deemed legally so by the officials. A second Cougars in there and a second Beavers in there now. Caught up in skates along the wall at the hash marks. Dug in further. I believe that was number 15 again, Alderson making the play, but Minot's going to be able to dig it out, and here they come. Full speed ahead, moving it up. Right wing side is Grimstead. Grimstead a shot. That was blocked with a good active stick there by Mariah McHugh. To the line, it doesn't get out. Held in by Meade. That shot's going to be angled into the far side corner. Rebound comes off and is pushed off into the hash marks along the far side boards. Minot able to keep it in for the moment, but it looks like Assiniboine's going to try to clear it out on the near side. That's, again, Mariah McHugh looking to get it out. And, again, it comes right back to her, and she's got to try the other side. Banked off the backside boards, controlled to the line, and held in the zone on a nice play there by number 4, Brianna Bjarnson. To the line, and again, holding the line, Bjarnson making that play, but it ends up going up and out of play with 9:33 here to go in period number 1.
You know, pretty even hockey game up to this point. Assiniboine, they came out, had an excellent start. Minot State, on the second half of this period, has been more the aggressor. And, I noticed the team speed by Minot State. They're really fast. The defense is going to be critical for Assiniboine.
Yep, we're going to go ahead and step aside here. 9:33 to go in a scoreless first period.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Aries Sportswear, official merchandise partner of the ACHA. Howie's Hockey Tape, the official tape provider of the ACHA. And the City of Frisco.
All right, we are back. And Boz, what do you got for us?
Yeah, just Boz Edgeworth down here at in Frisco, Texas, at the Comerica Center. You think this game doesn't really matter? Hockey doesn't matter. But here's the thing. This game matters to these players, these trainers, and coaches. Cassandra Hill, the trainer for Minot State, she has kind of a special jacket. She had it was a little cold up there, McKinney, if you were up there, but she had a jacket that she was wearing. It kind of became her warmth, kind of a superstitious type deal. She has it on the bench right now, not wearing it because of the temperature on the ice, but kind of the comfort and maybe a winning factor for the Minot State Beavers.
Meanwhile, a block shot is going to be pushed down back to center ice. Thanks for that, Boz. It's going to be angled off on a good defensive play by the Beavers. And to continue with that thought, Boz, I know that Minot State, I believe, had to wear the black jerseys yesterday. after being some record I heard 30+0 when wearing the white. They ended up having to wear the black, but it didn't end up holding them back, and they're back in their whites now. White just meaning that they're the home team in this one. Pass across, didn't find its mark, but now Lewis is able to get it out to center ice. Pushed on, but it's going to be an offside, so another moment here for the Beavers to clear it on out. They will take a look. Stretch pass, got as far as center ice, and a good break there. Grimstead had it knocked off her stick. Right to center it comes. A little bit of time and space is looking to get in wide here. Will be Blair Bodie. A shot, and Tornado very calmly and comfortably will hold on to that one.
Goaltending has been excellent thus far, no doubt about it. When you look at the defense there for Assiniboine, Heidi, Anderson, McHugh, critical for this hockey game. You saw the play that Heidi made with her stick down on the other end. Those are the type of plays that'll propel Assiniboine to the national championship.
Boz, what do you got for us, sir?
Yeah, just looking at the goaltender there, Shelby Tornado. Yesterday's game, 27 of 29 shots saved. And then over the tourney, she's carrying a pretty good percentage. 64 of 67, one shutout, and really only 3 goals allowed. So, I mean, Minot State has a pretty solid goaltender on their end.
And to that point, Boz, they also did a smart thing. They let their secondary goalie get the start in game 1 so that she didn't have to worry about playing potentially the 5 games in 5 days. It would only be 4 and 5, and that's a really smart call. I like that move. The other thing that's good, you noticed, as you said, Boz, it was 4 games and only 60 shots. That gives you another idea of how good Minot is defensively, Todd.
Well, not only that, but your last leg of defense is the goaltending. Each team's save percentage is at 95%. So I think goals here in this game are going to be pretty low. I think the team's going to win it with maybe 3 max, right around that area.
As we continue on, we're turned over by the Beavers, the Beavers haven't laid ahead, and it does end up in a turnover. Shots are only 3-3 with 7 minutes into this one. Minot has had a couple of games where they've had 65 shots in pool play, so that gives you an idea of how good the Cougars have been defensively. But Minot's going to come out looking for more. Here they come, right wing side. That's Lewis, the defensewoman, bringing it in, throws it to the middle, and again, that was cut off. Good play there by Jamie Denby as it was knocked down. We come back the other way with speed is Frederick. It got touched, so it is going to be offside, but it doesn't get played, so Bjarnsson's going to be able to tip it in, and she'll go in after it. Notice again, Bjarnsson listed as a defensewoman. She is pinched down. You'll see Lewis come in. Very active defense for this squad, and we're going to get a delayed penalty here, and it's going to come up to Minot, and an early power, a little bit more than half the period gone. So I don't know how early it is, but it is going to be a power play here for Assiniboine.
This is the Cougar shot to get up 1-0. You're going to play 5-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. You got to get Jones and Anderson, get the puck to them and see if they can get on the board when they get on the ice.
That time of that penalty is going to be, I believe it was 13 minutes, 4 seconds. But the power play now to ensue, and both of these teams had fantastic power play numbers in pool play and in the regular, and then in their game yesterday. They're 1-2 as the Cougars have a 5-for-9, 55.5%. Meanwhile, on the other way, how about the penalty kill for Minot? It's 10-for-11, and that's tied for second.
Something's going to give here. We're going to find out. Each team on the penalty kill, like we mentioned in the pregame, over 90%. Something is going to give. It could potentially decide the game.
There's a centering pass, and Tornado's got it. Referee holds on blowing the whistle, but it is blown dead there, and we'll get a whistle, and we'll get an opportunity here from Boz again.
Yeah, I think one of the things, too, when you look at this game, a lot of the opportunities are being forced from the outside, and that's kind of different because each team are trying to get opportunities in the slot. Defensively, this is one of those defensive battles that you mentioned earlier. They're forcing them to play outside, and it's going to be one of those dirty goals, even on special teams, that's going to result getting something on the scoreboard under the goal sheet.
Or it's going to be a shot from the point that gets deflected in the net. Something like that. Somebody charging the net, somebody, a screen in front of the net, traffic in front of the net.
There's a backhand play, and I think that might have grazed the post on a good backhand move. Still plenty of time with this power play that sees 54 seconds remain. Outside rim of the circle, and that shot got the backboards, and it's played over to the far side. Looking for an opportunity here, Frederick sends it across. There's a shot low and away, and that just gets stuck into the corner. I believe that was Turner Cummings who had let that one go. Looking for an opportunity to spin it out to center is Henry. She pushes it to the line. Again, it's held in, but back checking off as Alderson couldn't get the shot through. There's a shot. Scores! Assiniboine with the power play goal! And at 15:09, they have struck first.
Shot from the high slot, a little bit of screen out in front, just like Boz mentioned, a little bit of a dirty goal, a pressure goal. This is what the Cougars needed to get on front, to get out in front. Perfect. Score the first goal of the game. It's critical. Perfect start.
It looks like the tip actually came in the high slot. There was a player down low, but I believe it was the tip in the high slot that got it. We'll wait for the official call, but anyway you cut it, it is 1-0 Cougars. And now the Beavers are going to look to get into it. They'll give it to Turner Cumming.
Her 6th goal of the tournament.
Yeah, she's been fantastic this whole time. Turner Cummers the goal. 15:09 the time of it.
So it wasn't deflected, but big-time players playing big-time games, and Turner Cummer has been this player for this tournament as she leads with 6 goals, and that's what the Cougars need. They're big-time players to step up in big games, and they got a perfect start with a power play goal.
Yeah, and I think Boz has got something to chip in with that.
Yeah, it should be of note, too. Tornado couldn't see that shot. She had her defense woman in Ents coming right across when that shot got fired. Should be of note, too, Turner Cummer, 2 goals yesterday to come from behind victory to get to this game. So right now, you kind of ride the hot horse as long as they're going to stay hot. And I'm sure Assiniboine going to be perfectly fine if she's riding the hot stick for right now.
Anybody, no matter who it is, number 1 in the lineup, number 14 in the lineup, or 15. If you got a hot stick, you're going to play. She only had 10 goals in 19 regular season games. But as you gentlemen have said, she has been really, really good in postseason play. That is her 6th goal so far.
And she had 10 during the regular season. And like Bias and I mentioned, the screen in front, the traffic in front, it's so critical, especially on a power play.
Now it's back behind the Assiniboine net, and they will look to stretch out. Good lead feed makes its way over the line. Now space as it's cleared out and brought in. Nice little chip play there by Lauren Blight, and she'll go in after it. Sent over to the far side corner. Played on back to the point. Worked back in and around. Minot there, though, as Bjarnson had an opportunity to clear it, couldn't get it around. Still the Cougars play it. It's saucered on over to Alex Tosh. Tosh down below the goal line. Angles one back to the point. Kept in at the line. Good job by Mariah McHugh to do that. But it's turned over here and brought back there. This is number 22 bringing it back, Grimstead. Minot was in the middle of the change. They couldn't get it deep. It's laid on back, and Minot will look to try again. The aforementioned Grimstead lifts one up and on. A save was made there as it just kind of brushed aside. The Cougars look to clear it. That is turned over. But the Cougars are able to respond there in the far side corner, but still looking to make a play was Grimstead, I believe, in the near far side corner. It's now near side to the top of the circles. Meade with it. They joust away. Only one player in there is Doherty for the visitors. Technically the visitors, I should say, from Assiniboine. Meade still looking to dig it out, and now we're going to get a penalty, and this may be to Meade. It's going to be a roughing call to Meade as she tried to get the puck jarred free, and another power play opportunity coming up for Assiniboine.
That surprised me. It's women's hockey is so different than men's hockey. I mean, you can't really. You just, along the boards, you've got to be very careful what you're doing. Obviously, if that's men's hockey, that penalty's not called. But in the women's game, it is a penalty.
So after the roughing call, a power play for Assiniboine looking to take a 2-goal lead in this one. It's controlled on the far side of the circles. Now it's down low as they look to work out in front, and it is, but it's turned over as right in position and a good clear down the ice by Samantha Jo Henry.
Just great positioning on defense. For Minot State there, just an excellent positioning there by Brooke Meade. So that was a great job there by Brooke Meade catching that in the high slot.
Actually, Meade's in the penalty box.
I mean, as Henry. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
10 to not 10, but you know, jersey tucks and ponytails seem to get me all the time too. So I fall victim to that myself.
No, I meant that. I for some reason said the wrong individual.
That's no problem as we continue on here as a power play, which has 1:08 to go, 134 in the first stanza, tied up along the boards. Good job here by Minot and the Beavers, or the Minot Beavers, to keep it up. Now Minot State looks to bring it back, shorthanded. They will just kind of gain their own blue line and just send it in, and that was a good clear by Bjarnson. down below the goal line, taking a look, waiting on up. Now they'll move it near side. With time and space, it's Aaron Doherty. Aaron Doherty sends it up ahead, and it's going to be controlled and trying to carry on through, but unable to cleanly with Steph Jones. It's tied up just inside that blue line, but it's turned down there and cleared only as far as center. That's where Mariah McHugh was back on it. McHugh looks to lower the shoulder and get wide. McHugh down below the circle and now below the goal line. McHugh going for a skate as she brings it to the near side circle and goal line. Now throws the brakes on. Sends it back in deep. A lot of time came off the clock, but still making a play. Side of the net it goes. Now behind the net, a centering pass. That's going to come free to the far side, but it looks like the net is off, and we will get a whistle and a face-off with 39.1 to go in the first.
I don't like the Cougars' power play in this sequence. It's too much holding the puck. You know, you're going to give it, if you're just holding the puck with one person, you give the defense a great chance to stay in position, stay in that box, stay in the 2-2, and don't have to do a whole lot, where if you move the puck around tic-tac-toe, you can force them to be on their heels.
Your thoughts, Boz?
Yeah, I mean, if you Minot State, I think they were just pretty aggressive, closing out the lanes and making Assiniboine kind of force the issue there, and just Assiniboine not moving it and not moving their feet. And I think that's just what resulting in this power play, or the power play not working right now.
And it's officially over as it was sent on in, played on around to the near side. And with 15 to go in the period, they move back. It doesn't get on through on the clearing attempt. And now just taking a little bit of a skate back is going to be Bjarnson. They look to carry on through. One final drive. That shot was blocked, and the rebound's going to go behind the net. And we have played one. We have played a great first period. It is 1-0. The Cougars on top of the Beavers. Final shot 7-6. But both teams have a lot to improve on and have a lot to feel good about here, Todd.
Oh, if you're the Cougars, this is exactly what you wanted. You wanted to keep the shot total down. You wanted to play great defense, which you did. You wanted to score on the power play. You did. I mean, it was an excellent period. You got good goaltending. The defensive positioning was just huge. They didn't give Minot State a lot of good chances at all. I mean, it was perfect for Assiniboine College.
All righty, let's go ahead and toss it down Boz, who's with the Minot State head coach.
Right after the first 20 minutes, you guys find yourself down by one goal. Things that you saw in the first period.
Well, you know, we got to move our feet a bit more, so show some urgency, obviously. They're outworking us a bit. We got to win those battles and really just pick up our heads. Obviously, there was a bit of jitters the first couple of minutes, but we just got to settle down a bit and play our game.
Yeah, it seems you guys settled down after that first 5 minutes, got a couple of rushes on your end. Just a message going in for the last 40 minutes. You're still in this game very much.
Just keeping our heads and knowing that we have to outwork them to win the hockey game.
All right, best of luck, Coach. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you so much, Boz. We appreciate that. We have reached the first intermission here in the ACHA Division II Women's National Championship Tournament on the ACHA Network. We're coming back with our intermission update.
You ready? This guy's not ready. You're not ready. Let's go!
Hockey heads are special, which is why we protect them with a helmet designed, built, and tested to endure real-world hockey impacts.
not ready. You're not ready. Let's go!
Hockey heads are special, which is why we protect them with a helmet designed, built, and tested to endure real-world hockey impacts.
20 minutes in the books here in the Women's Division II National Championship game. Assiniboine with a 1-0 lead over Minot State. I'm Brett, he's Todd, and Assiniboine coming into this has only led in all 6 games they played against Minot State this year. All Minot State victories. Assiniboine only led for a total of 4 minutes and 34 seconds, and yet we find ourselves here, Assiniboine a 1-0 lead after 1.
Critical power play goal. You got your leading scorer of the tournament, Turner Cummer, scoring the goal in the power play. They were 1 for 2 on the power play in the period. Their defense was awesome. The positioning of the puck, the 2-2-2, the 2-2, the box. They kept their leading scorers, Grimstab and Blog, away from the net. Great job.
It's interesting to note, 7 shots to 6 in favor of Assiniboine after the first period of play. And as you said, Todd, really just a matter of keeping the big guns away from the net, because, you know, we've seen Minot State put up some big numbers in this tournament and against Assiniboine during the season.
I thought it was a positioning. They made sure they didn't get a lot of traffic in front of the net. I thought that was so critical. And, you know, big players come up in big-time games, and you saw Turner Cummer, who only has 10 goals in the regular season, has 6 this tournament.
And just think about this. Bethany Gowdy, 7 goals, 4 assists against Assiniboine during the regular season. Ballard, as you mentioned, 5 goals, 6 assists during the regular season against Assiniboine. Sammy Jo Henry, 3 goals, 6 assists, got an assist in every single game they played against each other. Yet those big names held off the score sheet.
Well, in championship games, defense always wins, and right now they're outworking them. They're outworking them in the corners. They're out hustling them. They're getting to the puck first for the majority of the time. The puck percentage is about 50-50, but what they're doing with the puck is better than the Beavers.
And so now we're talking about a lot of the corner play. We saw a lot of play, not just plays in the corners, but going back and forth in the corners. Is this something maybe Assiniboine is focused on against this Beaver team?
I think so. I think to keep the puck away from the center of the ice, pin them along the boards, keep them along the boards, keep them out of the slot, and keep them out of the center of the ice. Absolutely.
So now, Minot State, we know how potent of an offense they are. They scored 16 goals in the opener against Rowan. Both teams have scored goals, but this is a Minot State team that in the first period, it almost looked as though they were struggling to find that shot.
A little bit on their heels a little bit. You could see they were nervous. It was a big championship game. You know, they're a little passive at first. That's normal in a championship game, but now that they got their feet wet, I think you're going to see a different Minot State team in the second period.
Aside from the one goal they scored, both goaltenders have looked sharp in this game.
Sure.
Each goaltender turning aside 6 shots. The defense has played pretty well in this. Is there anything on the goaltending side that might be cause for concern?
No, not at all. I think both goaltenders have excellent position, moving from side to side very well. I don't care who the goaltender is. If you get traffic in the net, they're going to have problems.
And that's what happened. Traffic in front of the net, creating the power play goal there for Assiniboine. And Minot really had trouble getting, keeping out of the box lead part of that period.
They sure did, and that's the key. I mean, the goalie's got to be able to see it to stop it.
So our score at the end of one period of play, it's Assiniboine Community College 1, Minot State University 0. Again, only 4 minutes and 34 seconds has Assiniboine had the lead against Minot State coming into this game, and that covers 360 minutes of hockey. They have the lead going into the locker room after 20 minutes of play. We'll see what's going to happen in the next 20 minutes. Todd and I will come back. We'll chit-chat about what we're looking forward to in the second period of play when we return. This is the ACHA Women's Division I National Championship game. 1-0 Assiniboine after 20 minutes of play. We'll be back after this.
It's definitely a big deal. The next 4 years of my life will determine my future. I'm gonna need an education to do what I want to do. But I want more. I want the best I can get, and I'm ready to work hard for it. That's why I'm choosing Minot State University. Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, belong.
Come on! You know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus. Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate! Skate! Pass it! You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck! Come on!
Nothing Assiniboine after 20 minutes of play. Todd Corder with me. And Todd, what are you looking for in the second period?
Minot State to get off to a fast start. Be the team that's quicker than the puck. Be the more aggressor along the boards. Get some traffic in front of the net. Get your two big scores, Grimstad and Blog, going, and just get off to a fast start. Just play faster. Don't play on your heels. Be aggressive.
And Assiniboine?
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep playing great defense. The positioning is critical. Don't get out of position. Make sure the 2-2, whatever you're playing, if you happen to get in the penalty kill, stay in position. 2-2, stay out of the box. If you're not on the penalty kill, obviously don't get any penalties. Don't give Minot State any chances. 5-on-4 or anything like that.
We'll see if Assiniboine can keep the lead. 1-0, they lead Minot State after the first period. Second period action when we return.
know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus.
Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. Here you go. Skate. Skate. Pass it. You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck. Come on.
We have put 20 in the books here, and Minot State trails Assiniboine by a score of 1-0. And really, Todd, I think Assiniboine has done exactly what they needed to do. They frustrated Minot State. They have not allowed them to get in any sort of groove, and then they took advantage of a power play opportunity.
Minot State got off to a slow start. The coach was correct. They were out working them in the corners. They were on their heels. They weren't playing well. They took a couple penalties, one of them costing them. They got a power play goal to the Cougars, and that's where we stand, 1-0. And you know what? Big players play in big-time games. As Simone Turner-Comer got on the board, 6 goals this tournament, 10 during the regular season. You know, for Minot State, they've got to get their big guns going, Grimstad and Balog, and they shut them down. Now, the thing is for the Cougars is they got to continue to stay out of the box. No penalties in the first period. They really played a perfect first period. If they can stay out of the box, I like their chances to pull this upset and win the hockey game.
So we will see what happens. We are through 20. We're getting ready for the next 20. Minot State has already sent their 5 out. We still haven't seen Assiniboine come out of the locker room. And oddly enough, you know, in one level of this tournament, we actually saw a delay of game call because the team wasn't on the ice. So hopefully they won't do that in a national championship game.
They're coming right now.
As with still a couple of seconds to go in the intermission, they are headed out to the ice right now.
You know what? And look for goaltending to be critical as the game goes along. Whoever gets most traffic in front of the net is going to win it. The first goal of the game, there was traffic in front of the net. There was nothing that Tornado could do on that.
Yeah.
That's how you beat great goaltenders who have save percentages over 95%. You get traffic in front of the net because if they can see it, generally they can stop it unless you go high shelf on them.
No, you're right about that. And I think normally, in kind of as a rule of thumb, as a matter of fact, all goalies, you buzz them with traffic, and that's when they get uncomfortable and you have your best chance of getting goals. So let's see what happens in the next 20, as it's going to be sent in by Minot, but control is going to be had here by Keenan. Or excuse me, that's 7 McHugh on the other end. Beg your pardon. As they turn and try to get it to center, and unable to do so there was Alderson. So they got to go retreat into the far side corner, does Assiniboine. They are in the dark jerseys with the white trim. As we get a one-on-one back the other way. Look out here. They cut to the middle. They get the joiner, and that rising shot, I believe, was blocked by Lewis as it was let go by Balog. Or excuse me, as it was let go by Alderson. Minot looking to get out of the zone here, and they will. It's sent rink wide. Left side, a little bit of a collision there. Referee deems it legal. Again, incidental contact is fine, and that's what that was there. Touched by a couple of sticks, but then slammed right back out. It's in front of the Minot bench, and that's where it's going to be played on in a little bit further, but then it's outletted back, and here comes Assiniboine. Moving in right wing side, Doherty looks to center in front, could not. She's got Steph Jones with her behind the play. Minot comes up to it, to the line, not out, angled right back into the corner. Assiniboine kind of keeping up where they left off, pinning them back. 2 forecheckers remain below the red line, looking to keep the pressure on. Now they get puck possession again. Thrown in front of the net, no, and that wouldn't go. On the backhand, that's going to get up to the line. Sent wink wide, and if that gets through, instead of getting kicked down, it's an empty net for Christensen. But now the Beavers look to accelerate through. Winding and firing, and a save was made as the Balog gained the line and let it go. But up to the task there was Quisnall.
If you're the Cougars and Quisnall, you can live with shots like that. Out above the high slot. Those shots you can live with. The goaltender's good enough to stop those. It's the traffic in front of the net that becomes the problem.
You are right about that. Traffic always is going to create issues in hockey, and you see it right there in playoff hockey in particular. It's those ugly goals more often than the nice goals. Puck is going to be tied up as they wail away at it in that far side corner. It's now going to go behind the net, centered out in front, just unable to get a stick on it was 14 Wickham, and Assiniboine's just going to gain the red and dump it in deep. It hopped over the stick of Tornado. Coming down the wall to help out there will be Turner Cummings. She's got the goal in this one. Minot in control along the near side wall. Now it's dug out, played up ahead. And a nice little set pass here as they come with Bergeron. Left wing side, she couldn't get it over. A little bit of a bump off there. Now Bergeron's going to try to get it deep. She's got help by way of Wickham, but it does get out again on the far side, and this time it's Blair Bodie bringing it up. She makes a nifty little move. Down below the goal line. She's rubbed off into the boards as they do battle down in that corner, and it's kind of right in front of that logo there, and it ends up far side corner here. Played on back to the line. It didn't get all the way there as the pressure was kept on. That was by Alex Tosh. She's going to play it in deep. Time for a change to be made on the other end as we continue on here. And, Boz, what do you got for us, sir?
I'm just thinking right now that they look like it's the same in the first period. I mean, Minot State they look like they're a step behind. And you heard Ryan Miner talk about it in that first intermission of getting a quick start and keep that pressure on. I just think right now Minot State just a step behind Assiniboine.
And let's see if they can find the gear. They did at some point during that second period or during that first period, but you know what? It was the penalties that killed them, Todd.
It was a penalty. They were critical. That was the whole difference in the first period, was that the Cougars got the power play goal. They were 1 for 2 on the power play. You can live with 50% all day long. And you know what? You never took a penalty.
And that's
it's just huge.
That's basically where they've been entire tournament at 50% through pool play. Now they bring it back in, looking to take a lead. Down below the goal line, or 2-goal lead, I should say. That centering pass just missed everybody as Jasmine Denby was coming down Broadway. That's an interception and tipped back in by Grimstead. She'll look to kick it ahead and does. Sends it to the middle. Look out here, and a good back check as they did not allow Wickham to let a shot go from the slot, and a 3-on-3 back the other way. It's going to be angled into the far side corner, or near side corner. It just goes behind the cage where it's going to be controlled. And looking for a breakout here will be Lewis.
I'll tell you what, Kenzie Heidi did it again on the poke check. She's played a terrific hockey game.
There's a shot in front, and a rebound shot just got cleared wide as Lewis came down with the opportunity. Now pinching in is going to be Bjarnason. She keeps the pressure on, is looking for their first real good control shift. There's a pass in front. Oh, and a kick save by Quisnell on that one. To the near side boards it goes, and up to center ice. They will try again as Entz loads, and it's sent rink wide. Played on in. And they couldn't get it deep as they battle right in front of the Minot State bench. 2 aside, and a third Beaver will come on in.
The speed there took precedent on the other end. Lewis had a great shot, another great pass, and actually the defensive positioning was not bad there for the Cougars. It was just a better pass and a better play.
Now it's pool cued out, and control is had. They get a bump along the wall, and turning and looking to make a play. Over the line they do. Wickham tried to send her across, or Bergeron, it was Grimstead that tried to get her across after a good reception of a pass, and now there's a slot shot, and that at the bottom of the post and just went off to the corners. Entz let that one go. Pushed down over to the far side corner. Follow-up comes by McHugh. McHugh to the line, a collision there, and now it's going to come out to center. And the Beavers will look to reload. Through that Dallas Star logo at center ice, they send it in, but it doesn't get deep. And Assiniboine gets it right back out. The Cougars couldn't carry on through as it's found by Balog. Balog hands it off on the wing. A little bit too far outside, but a shot saving the rebound. Balog, oh, couldn't get that one on a nice stop yet again by Quisnell. Held in along the near side wall. To the line it gets, not out though. They look to keep the pressure on. Grimstead makes a move, and another, but just couldn't keep the puck. There's a charging play and a centering pass, no, and then it just got poked off the stick. Now Minot State warming to the task. Looking to keep the pressure on, but it's turned over, and they will find some open ice and clear it at least as far as center. A good cancel there by Meade allows help to come by way of Balog, but the puck is now jammed back into the offensive zone.
Thomas Quisnell was huge on those saves, but one problem, allowing rebounds to come out. Hold the puck. Try not to allow the rebound.
Sometimes those happen. I think if you're Assiniboine right now, they've been doing a good job of clogging up all the shooting lanes. Nothing's really getting to the net. I mean, granted, they got 4 shots in this period, but in that last possession, Assiniboine in all the shooting lanes and making it tough for Minot State to send something on frame.
Meanwhile, let's see if they can change that as they look to gain the line. Bergeron, 1-on-4. That shot hit an ankle and goes off into the corner. They joust away going in there, and that's Wickham trying to get it, but it's the Cougars coming back the other way. 2-on-2 over the line. They're going to throw it on in, and now giving chase is Haley Anderson. Anderson down below the goal line. At 16, centering it side of the cage. It never really found the front of the net, so it just spanked around, and to the line it goes. It's actually held in along the boards at the top of the circles. The two teams trying to get it out. 12 minutes, 56 seconds to go. 1-0 Cougars on top. We're in the second period. ACHA Division II National Championship on the ACHA Network. And Minot State will start from behind their cage. Lead feed is a good one. Second pass only got to the line as that was intercepted by Christensen, but brought on back. Here they come on the rush. Right wing side, a chance, and again, that I think slithered off a leg and went wide. Comes up near side corner where it's going to be brought on quickly right back out of the zone by the Cougars. Seems to be a lot of one and done for Minot. Top of the circle, that shot didn't get through, and now the Beavers want to come back. End to end we go here. Beavers, right wing side, looking to bring it on in. Top of the circle, a little bit of a fake, a cut to the middle, a backhand chance, and I think they were hoping for a tip drill by Gowdy. She could never find it. Gowdy on it again. To the middle, and Belong didn't get enough of that, and it's going to be held, and a save is made and held by Quisnall.
One of the things, too, if you're Minot State, a lot of those shots coming towards the end of the shift, so they're trying to change out to get some fresh legs on the ice. Of course, that second period, the adventurous one, because it's the period of that long change.
You know what? To me, the key word in this last sequence is pace. It's been Minot State's pace. If they keep going up and down the ice like this, the speed for Minot State will pay off. They've got to slow the pace down, does the Cougars.
That's a great point by you, because I'm sure Minot State would love to start running and gunning here if they can. But right now they're moving in offensively here, so that's the best way to play defense is be 200 feet away from your own net. As it's down below the goal line, played on up off the boards, and looking to bring it back up is Gowdy. It didn't get out as it was taken away. They move it to the middle, and Minot was able to collapse themselves. Tapped off the near side boards, and maybe a 2-on-1, not realizing it was Gowdy as she tips it in and has Grimstead going in after it. Grimstead slowed up the pass, but it was followed up and played ahead to center ice. Looking to carry on after a little bit of a spinorama play and moving into the zone is going to be number 6. That's Blair Bodie. It goes to the far side corner. Bodie had put it further on behind the net as it's tied up there. Two aside again doing battle. This is kind of the Cougars game that we're talking about. Keep it pinned along the boards as much as possible. Minot can't run if that's the case. Flipped on in further. Beavers find it. They at least push it as far as center as it's out of the zone. And 5 Cougars within real close to each other, and that allows them to regain. An outlet pass there, hit a skate, and some room now. Right wing side's going to open up. Trying to get on in deep there is Frederick. She just laid it around, and it's going to be picked up behind the cage. Minot won't stop. They'll just keep on going. The lead feed finds its mark, but they try to drop it, go, pass it off, and it just doesn't work out. A lead feed there is knifed down. This could be icing, but no, as they're going to say back to play it was McHugh.
I tell you what, now that the Cougars have slowed down the pace here a little bit, and now they've got a shot here.
Now they move it on in the left wing side. That shot was blocked. Into the corner it goes. Minot flips it over to the near side. 10-13 to go in the second period. Still 1-0 Cougars on top. Spinning away from trouble and trying to find somewhere to go with it is Bjarnson. She does find room with it to Gowdy. Gowdy hands it on. Good feed here, and we got speed coming up. Bellog with a little move. Bellog sends it across, and it was poked away again. Just the passes aren't as crisp as they need to be, and some opportunities are being missed by Minot.
Yeah, but again, the story to me is Kenzie Heidi. How many times has she poked it away from a Minot State player? At least a half a dozen.
Well, this is going to help the Minot State Beavers as they will going to get a power play here with a penalty coming up. Time of this one is going to go on the board at the 10-minute and 14-second mark.
Well, this to me is another turning point in the hockey game. This is the chance for the Minot State power play to go. They're 0 for 1. They haven't had a shot at it today. It's the first penalty for the Cougars, and let's see what they can do with it.
Face-off's going to be in the far side corner. Minot, as we mentioned, their power play has been just as good. It is second in the tournament as they have scored 8 goals on 15 attempts.
Body check, that's correct.
I love that call, the body checking call.
Yeah, it was definitely a late check. It happened right in front of me, and the Minot State player was just pinned up against the board, and just Assiniboine just came in late. So, I mean, kind of an easy call if you're an official.
Very easy.
I'm glad that you were there, Boz, because you know what? We need to make sure you get a little screen time with the great work you're doing down between the boards.
almost got a high stick for Brian Devers.
All right, well, that we don't want, as it's brought on in by the Minot power play. They move it to the ACHA logo at center. There's a one-timer. It was kind of fanned on. And again, there's an instance of Minot just being a little bit off. We saw that play a lot in pool play, and Entz always got a good piece of it. That one she fans on, and they're 200 feet back.
You know, Boz almost got checked right in front of him. He could have been a recipient of that check.
He's none the worse for wear as we move on 3 aside. There's a shot that was blocked. Rebound is going to roll just wide of this near side post. Minot still has time to set up with the power play. It's got 49 seconds remaining. To the point, blocked, but it went right back onto the stick of the player of Wigness. Into the corner they tried to get it, and the Cougars steal it and again send it the length of the ice.
Excellent positioning there by Kim Doherty. Just same thing that Heidi was doing, poking it away, staying in your lane, staying in your area, letting the play come into you. Don't let the puck come behind you. Keep it in front of you.
Bergeron had it at center, but the pass made her stop and go back, and now this power play just has 19 seconds to go. And again, it just seems a little bit out of sync as Assiniboine and the Cougars continue to keep the pressure on and keep Minot off their game.
Look at the forecheck in the neutral zone. What a job there number 6 is doing, Bodie. You got to love it.
Yep, and it's laid to the middle now. Look out, and nobody was over on the left point. So trying to follow up, and a good pass to herself by Mead, but we're back to even. They got a player behind, although good job by Minot State as they had a defensewoman back to make sure the player coming out of the box wasn't too wide open. It hits a skate and is picked up in the far side circle. Looking to carry it in further is going to be McLeod. She pushes it around to the near side corner this time. We're at the bottom of the dot. It's dug on out and let up ahead by Minot. It was taken away as that was a 1-on-3. There's really no room to go. This is going to be sent on down. No icing on this play. Behind the net we go. Again, it's down in this near side corner where we've seen a lot of the action. Centering pass in front, but there were 3 Beavers there. Nearly a takeaway again, and now we get possibly a break, a 1-on-1.
You see the play by Pascal down at the other end. Just getting in the corners, the grit. Just getting in there, mixing it up, poke checking the puck away, and making life miserable for the girls in white.
How about the back check by Assiniboine?
Yeah.
Perfect one. Yep.
They had potentially numbers, and it ended up folding, and they don't even get a shot as it's going to roll on down between everybody. Tornado will keep it in play with 6:37 to go, and a pretty swift-moving hockey game. That puck got deflected on in. Gowdy will give chase. Down below the goal line it goes. Gowdy trying to get it away from 2 Assiniboine players. Centered out in front, it came right back to Gowdy. Angled off the board, just didn't put enough on it, and the Assiniboine Cougars able to push it right back out. Now they got speed, left wing side, a diving play. Down goes the player, and it's going to be a tripping call upcoming. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but I don't know about that because I think the puck may have been touched first.
It didn't look like it. It was definitely the body first,
Yes.
and that's why the penalty gets called. But, I mean, you kind of have to take that at that point and make sure it's a 1-goal game.
All right, guys, relax. You both saw it different than I do. I can't see anyway. I'm trying here.
Boz is right. It was a necessary penalty there because it's a breakaway. Those are the only times you really want to take the penalties. But you know what? The Cougars being aggressive there caused the penalty.
Absolutely they did. Folks, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we will have that Cougar power play. We're going to be back after this timeout.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Barron Championship Rings, proud sponsor and championship ring provider for the ACHA. Warrior Sports, the preferred stick supplier of the ACHA. The Dallas Stars. For tickets and more information, visit dallasstars.com. And Southwest Airlines, the official event airline partner of the 2019 ACHA National Championships.
6:15 left in period number 2. Minot State currently going on the penalty kill back here at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas for the D2 Women's Championship. Boz Echevarri down between the bench, and glad you could join us. But right now, this game kind of being dominated by Assiniboine. They're kind of playing their style of hockey, being able to slow the pace down. Minot State, if they're looking to get back into this game, I think what they're going to need to do is they're going to need, first of all, kill off this penalty kill, but kind of a transitional game favors Minot State. The breakaways, the odd player rushes. I think Minot State needs to get back in there, get the legs going, and a transitional game, if they can establish that, will favor the Beavers.
There's no doubt, Boz. He's correct on that. I mean, we talked about it up here. The pace of the play is critical.
And I had a chance to talk to Matt Coma, who did all 4 of the Assiniboine pool play games in the semifinals, and this is exactly what he said they do. They may score 1, they may not, but they're just going to ground you down, make you make mistakes, and then get after it when they can, and that's how they have the 1-0 lead. Nice little slap pass that gets side of the cage. That pass across didn't find its way through. Balog has it. She's going to roll it at least out to center ice, but it didn't get deep. Cougars are going to have it along the near side wall. They want to send it far side, and then instead of just carry it and drift on back into their own end. Looking for a stretch pass here is McHugh. Didn't have anywhere to go with it, so now she's got to go below her goal line. Good job by Balog to take as much time off this power play as possible. That now only sees 1:10 remain in it. With speed and late ahead, good room right wing side. They carry it on in. Cougars along the near side wall. Try to angle it in further, and it's just out of the reach of Frederick. But it is tied up there. Good job here by the Beavers to take as much time as possible. It looks like number 18 down there doing work, and that's Wigness.
Minot State giving the Cougars and Black a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. Here's the turnover.
A near shorthanded rush there, and that's exactly how we talked about Minot might get their goals, but now they got to be careful as they're shorthanded, and they're coming back the other way out of the Cougars. This could be a 4-on-2 over the line, and one active stick slowed up the rush, and another's going to block the shot below the goal line, and then a third clears it to the line. Doesn't get out, though. There's a shot, and that got the backboards. Rebound, and just unable to control it. That swiping chance in it, and that didn't get through. And it rolls on out to center ice, looking to turn, and they want to try to get back in. Anderson laid it across. 15 to go in the power play. Tornado will just tee it up. It's laid on off the boards, and it's going to end up just as far as center. Looking for a way to get it back in is number 16, Anderson. And it ends up going to rolling all the way back as she missed her target, Hyde, and it's going to be over now. The power play has ended. Barneson is heading over to her bench, and the power play now is over, I beg your pardon, and we're back to even strength as that shot in.
Each team, it's a victory for each team's penalty kill in that sequence. That's the penalty killers did a better job than the team that was on the power play each time there. The poke checks were critical. Great poke check by Lewis on one end, another great poke check by Heidi on the other.
They spin around, it gets to the line, not out, held in and dumped further, cleared away and still battling. Now Minot with a little bit of room. They will protect as they gain the red line, looking to get it deep, but just unable to there was Wickham. It comes on back as it's just played on over by Gowdy. D-to-D passing here is Lewis sending it up ahead. That didn't get through as another steal by the Cougars. Collision at center ice. Ref says play on with 3:16 to go in the game. Rink-wide feed, angled off the skate of a Cougar player, fired on in, and now the Cougars will pour in after it. That's Christensen giving chase. Or excuse me, check that number. That's number 6, Blair Bodie, I beg your pardon. The tuck again got me at 6, not 5. Played up the boards. Good job getting back here. Defensively, though, the Cougars are going to come up with it and clear it right back down the ice. Turning with it and making a nice tight turn is Ernst. She'll find a lead feed. Could be a 2-on-1 if they can get it. Bergeron's got it. Bergeron got stick check from behind to a point that both gentlemen next to me have made. Boz between the bench and Todd said earlier, the stick check is done.
Great job by Turner Kummer. She not only did it once on this end, she did it twice. Her hustle was able to get her to get in that position. Had she not hustled back, it would have been 2-on-1. Terrific hustle.
And the Cougars now get it back out to center.
Yeah, I think right now the Beavers had a good cycle at offensive possession in the zone. I think that's what you need to do. Keep that puck moving. Our colleague Jay Sewell always like to say the fastest skater on the ice is the puck. If you can keep that moving going blade to blade, you're going to make Assiniboine rotate. And sometimes when defensive teams start over-rotating, it opens up a lane. And Minot State could convert that with the shooters that they have.
And hit the post right there with a shot by Henry. And the rebound comes away to the near side corner. Boz, maybe they're their good luck charm is talking, giving them their best opportunity of the game. Now it rims around to the far side corner. Sending it right back in is Barneson. We got 1:40 to go on the clock. One Beaver, 2 Cougars in there, but the Cougars, as you would expect with the extra woman, would clear it around to the near side wall. Now a 1-on-1. Puck squirts free. They don't want to ice it, but nobody's heading up the ice for the Cougars, so they just have to dump it to the boards where it's intercepted. Still dealing with it there on a backhand chance. unable to do quite what she wanted to was Meade, and we will get a whistle and a face-off with 1:21 to go.
The iron was kind to Quizno there. You know what? That's just one of those plays where the iron was definitely kind to her. She was beaten, and wow, Lady Luck, you need it sometimes as a goaltender.
It almost feels like the end of the first period, too, with Minot State swarming towards the end of it and getting a lot of their opportunities after they get the legs going.
And let's see if they can get maybe the equalizer here. But I tell you, we keep talking about Minot. We have to give a ton of credit to the Cougars because they, through 39 minutes of play, have absolutely just played their game. Everybody we've talked about Assiniboine, that's what they do. They play their game, and it's working so far. One more chance this period with 55 to go. Can the Beavers get an equalizer? Nearly an interception, and now it is taken away. Here comes Assiniboine right on down. On the backhand, they get it down below the goal line. Looking to wrap and trying to get it in front here is going to be Blight. She still has it into the far side corner. It's pushed on to Tosh. Tosh now, as they joust away there. Only 6 shots on board for the Cougars, but 1 has gotten in, and that's what's more important. Played on back to the line. There's a drive, and Tornado's got it. She will hold with 28:9 to go in the period.
The interesting thing too about Minot State kind of breaking out, Assiniboine preventing Minot State's breaking. They're just setting up the trap along the side that prevents Minot State to get into the zone. If you're Minot State, you really have to consider using the dump and chase when trying to set up the cycle in your own zone.
They're not letting them skate in there. That's correct. And, you know, the unsung heroes of this game are Heidi, Doherty, and Turner Comer. They're just playing excellent defense along with Mariah McHugh. I mean, their positioning is perfect.
Maybe time for one last rush here. 11 seconds to go. It's pushed down up to the near side boards on the left wing side, but it's turned over, but then turned back over. A spinning puck's going to be grabbed by Henry. Henry moving in. Shot through the legs, hit the glove, and rolled below the goal line, but outside the cage. And that is how we end 2 with our score still a 1-0 Cougar lead with 40 in the books. Shots on goal so far on this one, 14-9 in favor of the Beavers, but it is the Cougars who are on top.
Much better period, though, if you're Minot State. You put a lot more shots on goal. You had better quality chances. To me, the quality of chances are better than the quantity. And that last rush there, a little bit of a screen on the goaltender, and Quizno just got a piece of it. But, again, go back to the defense for the Cougars. I mean, just what a game that they're playing defensively.
Yep, let's go ahead and send it down to Boz at Chavari.
All right, Tony, after 40 minutes of hockey, you guys find yourself with a 1-goal lead. Things that you like from your team so far?
Well, our forecheck is our biggest part of our game, and we do it to a T. You know, we shift well in the offensive zone, and we contain, and we frustrate the hell out of them, you know, and that's a big part of our game, and we enjoy doing that.
Your defensive effort and also your goaltending on the back end, they've just been stymieing the opportunities at Minot State. Frustration a little bit on their side. And what's the message going in? You have a 1-goal lead. You have a team that likes to break it out, play a transitional game. What do you need to do in the last 20 to end up making sure that you take a national championship back to Assiniboine?
We're not going to let up. Okay, we're gonna what got us through the 2 periods. We're going to continue to do it in the third, and that starts with our forecheck and our defensive zone play, man-to-man coverage. We're picking up that high girl, which they like to utilize quite a bit in previous games. So we picked up their system, and we're working it to a T.
All right, Coach. Best of luck in the third.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
All righty. So as Boz said, we have put 40 in the books. Good luck for period number 3, as that is coming up in just a bit. We're going to go and step aside. When we come back, Brett and Todd will have the second intermission update for you.
By Howie's Hockey Tape, the official hockey tape of the ACHA. Howie's Hockey Tape, stick with the best.
It's definitely a big deal. The next 4 years of my life will determine my future. I'm gonna need an education to do what I want to do. But I want more. I want the best I can get, and I'm ready to work hard for it. That's why I'm choosing Minot State University. Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, belong.
Our score after the second period, the same as the score after the first. The Assiniboine with a 1-0 lead over Minot State after 20 minutes of play. Brett Luthner, Todd Corder with you, and 8-2 the shots in favor of Minot in that period, but they still couldn't find a way to put one in the net.
No, they can't, and you heard Coach Bertone talk about it between the first and second period. They're frustrating the heck out of them. They're picking up their system. They're picking up the girl. They're forecheck. They're just shifting well in the offensive zone, and they're getting back on defense, not allowing the 2-on-1s and the 3-on-2s. I think he hit it right on the money.
So now, with this is unfamiliar territory for a Minot State team that's only lost once all season. Now is at home to Lakehead, which obviously Assiniboine took care of. This is unfamiliar territory for them.
The word for me here is believe for the Cougars. Now that you've lost to them 6 times in the regular season, you're up 1-0 in the second period. Now you believe you can beat them because you've got their system down.
So now, still 1-0 after 40 minutes of play right now. And really, if you're Assiniboine, even though you only had 2 shots on goal, you have to be satisfied with the way you played through 40 minutes and not allowing the Minot State offense to really get going.
That's right. You know what? They didn't. Even the penalty kill was good. They had 1 power play opportunity, did Minot State, and they didn't cash in on it. They've only taken 1 penalty in 2 periods. I mean, they have picked up the game plan to a T.
So now, if you're Assiniboine, you're still getting solid goaltending. We saw the 8 saves there in the second period, and one of them rang off the post. Sometimes better be lucky than good in that instance.
Right.
But is there any cause for concern that this might start to be racking up a bit?
Not at all. You know, the iron was kind to Quisnell and hit the puck hit the net. You're going to get that. No, not at all. I think both goaltenders are playing really well. Tornado's playing well. They're moving side to side. Their positioning is excellent. They're getting out in front of the crease to cut down the angles. I think the goaltending has been terrific.
It's been a really close-fought game, and some people coming in were actually thinking, it's like they were hoping for the close game. This has been a really well-battled game through 2 periods of play. Both sides seem to be on even footing here.
Well, you know, again, Minot State got off to a slow start in the second period. I have no clue why. Nobody does but the players. But here's the deal. They're keeping the score right where they want it. They have a shot to win it 2-1 or 1-0. I think if it gets 3 and above, it favors Minot State greatly.
Keep in mind, Assiniboine had the 1-0 lead in the semifinals against Lakehead before scoring 2 goals to come back, win that game 2-1 and advance to this national championship game. So the Cougars know exactly how this feels to be up by 1 goal late in the contest.
Well, exactly. They've been there and done that. And I think that experience is going to enhance them greatly in this third period. Where Minot State, they've never been in a situation like this hardly all season long. They've lost 1 game. They're on a 12-game winning streak. We'll see how they react in the third period.
That reaction will come up in a matter of moments when Todd and I come back. We'll look ahead to that third period of action. After 2 in the national championship game for Women's Division II, Assiniboine leads 1-0 over Minot State. We're back after this on the ACHA Network.
It's definitely a big deal. The next 4 years of my life will determine my future. I'm gonna need an education to do what I want to do. But I want more. I want the best I can get, and I'm ready to work hard for it. That's why I'm choosing Minot State University. Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, belong.
It's a huge decision. It's my life, my future. Because I'm not just choosing a university, I'm choosing the life I will have. I want more than learning. I want the best education I can get. That's why I'm choosing Minot State University. Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, belong.
The Assiniboine Cougars lead 1-0 over the Minot State Beavers after 40 minutes of play here in the national championship game for Women's Division II. Todd, real quick, if you're Assiniboine, what are you doing in the third?
You keep doing what you're doing. You keep forechecking them. You keep beating them to the rotation. You've picked up their system. You keep frustrating the heck out of them, like Coach said, and you stay defensive oriented. You pick your spots when to go on offense.
And Minot State, not familiar. This is not a position they're used to being in. What are you doing for Minot State?
You know, it's interesting because I think if you're Minot State, you've just got to play more aggressive. Now, if the game is under, if it's still 1-0 with under 5 minutes to play, you're going to see them start taking chances and pinching in the zone. But until then, I think they'll stick with their game plan.
Well, there's your ideas going into the third. These guys will take you the rest of the way. 1-0 Assiniboine leads after 40 minutes of play. Third period action when we come back here on the ACHA Network.
And welcome back here to the Comerica Center. And if you're a coach out there that is trying to teach their team defense, I suggest you record this game, or we'll handle that being on YouTube and all. But you get this game and show it to your team, because the defense has been outstanding by the Assiniboine Cougars. They lead 1-0 as they have completely shut down the Minot State Beavers. And Todd, it's just been a fantastic defensive display.
It has. They've done it to the T. I mean, they've played it perfectly. They've frustrated the heck out of them, like I said over there earlier. They're forecheck. They're shifting in the offensive zone well. They've picked up the other team's system, and they're picking up the girl when she comes across the blue line. They're forecheck in the neutral zone, and in the defensive end of Minot State, it's been perfect. On defense, they're well positioned out front. There hasn't been a lot of great chances. Most of the shots on goal have been outside the slot, and if they're outside the slot, you got to like Quisnell's chance to stop the puck.
And we would be remiss not to mention Simone Turner-Cummer, who in the regular season played 19 games, 16 points, 10 goals, and she has scored her 6th of the tournament, the 3 games of pool play, and then the national semifinal and so far here. And often, if you're going to win national championships and if you're going to survive, you need not only your big players to be big, but you need your role players to provide extra help.
Well, Turner-Cummer, to me, she's not a role player anymore.
Right.
She's a star in this tournament. She's been the star today among many stars for the Cougars. I still can't get over the play of Heidi, Doherty, McHugh, Pascal on defense. They have been brilliant, and I mean brilliant. And the forwards, they've stepped up on the defensive end. You know, Doherty stepped up. Frederick has stepped up. Turner-Cummer's played great defense. I mean, they're just playing perfectly as a team. Now, Minot State, on the other hand, it's only 1-0. Play your game. Start working the forecheck and the back check better. Get your offensive stars going, like Grimstad and Balog. Get them going. Their numbers are incredible this tournament, but they've been shut down today.
Well, we will start the third and see what's coming up and how it plays out. The two teams come to center ice. We are even strength, no carryover penalties of power plays. Give you an idea of how good this Assiniboine defense has been. Minot's probably averaged about 60 shots through their first 4. They have 14. Assiniboine with 9 through 2. Again, they don't ask how many, or they don't ask how much. It's the quality of them, and then one of them's gotten in, and that's what's most important. And I don't even know if they ask that. But let's just get back to action anyways. It's flipped on down, and having to go back and give chase to it will be Ents. She is being harassed.
Quick change for Assiniboine.
I'm sorry? Oh, quick change.
Sorry, there's a quick change for Assiniboine. They just changed off right now.
Maybe they want to looking at a lineup matchup perhaps, as we're only 30 seconds into the period. And turning back now is going to be, again, that aforementioned Cassidy Ents. Ents takes a look. Couldn't get an outlet there as that was broken up by Johns. Now it's pinned to the near side boards. Pushed up ahead, and finally a little bit of an opportunity for Minot to bring it out. With speed over the line, Bergeron trying to get wide. Covered, they got one to the net alone and unable to get there and find the puck was Wickham. Boy, that was a rare breakdown. They had 4 players go with the skater, and nobody picked up Wickham going to the net.
Yeah, but Anderson did a great job, made her take a tough shot on a tough angle, and Quizno was up to the task. Also, Boz made a great point. The quick shift change, obviously they're looking for when Minot State has certain players on the ice, they want their players out there to cover them.
Meanwhile, back-to-back good shots that were kind of tricky. They weren't hard, fast ones, but they were a couple of bouncers that had to be steered aside. Assiniboine will look to clear it. They ping it around the far side boards. Tipped on in further, though, as Minot looks to keep the pressure going. It comes around to the near side to try to clear it. Pinching down the wall is Mead. She'll activate, glove one down, and try to gain control. 2-on-2 as it's along the boards, dug out by the Cougars, and they will start on back. They move it up left wing side, looking to try to gain the line and bring it in, and finding a little bit of room to move in is Blair Bodie. But Bodie still in deep to take more time off the clock. That's flipped high. It gets out to center. Unable to push it on further was number 12, Gowdy, and it's brought back in again, and this time Bodie's going to come into it. Bodie's got it. Wrap, send to the middle. It comes all the way back to the line. Good keep there by McHugh. McHugh now hands it off, and they move it on back to the middle. That got knocked down. Look out here. Could be numbers for the Beavers. And again, the active stick and a great play is made. I believe that's Turner coming again. Playing around to the near side. They come on over, and looking to clear it on up is going to be Denby. Carried on out of the zone, now over the red, and they're just going to go ahead and chip it deep and come off for a change.
Turner coming to me has been the best player on the ice today. Not only she's played great defense, but she's the one with a goal so far.
And they are in again, and that just didn't quite connect. Here's a turn, and once again, a turnover forced and going hard to the net. Number 19 in Black Darty. She's going to set up shop right at the top of the crease as the Beavers try to take it away, and doing the work down low is Denby for the Cougars. 2 players go down. Referee says play on. They need to untangle. Or we're going to play 4 aside. Finally, they do untangle, and back to set up shop here will be Minot. They don't wait for long as they keep on going. Really nowhere to go, and finally they find Sam Jo Henry. She got it up to the line, and that was just poked right back in by Jones.
Great effort by Jones. Thomas, look at her. Look at her chasing her down, causing her to work extra hard, causing the turnover right here.
That's what I was going to say, just causing the turnover. And now again, Assiniboine with a chance. This time it gets poked out to center as some dogged offensive work now in the defensive end, if that makes any sense, or defensive work in the offensive end, if that makes any sense. They just would not let Minot break out.
The forecheck has been incredible. It has been, like Coach said, in between periods. They've picked up their system to a T, and this is the 7th time they played them this year. They should have it down.
It's flipped up, and that's going to go out of play with 16:01 to go.
Hard to really score a goal when you don't have the puck right now. Assiniboine doing an outstanding job of maintaining puck possession through the first 4 minutes of this third period. And right now, that's kind of going to what Assiniboine wants to do, is make sure Minot State can't carry the puck in and force them to really go tape to tape with their passes. But Assiniboine just great job on their end of just preventing Minot State to even have the puck.
Well, now here they do have the puck, and they move up with speed. One of the few times we've seen it. Balaga shot, and a save was made, and looked relatively easy by Quiznal as great rush there. And maybe that's another sign that they're out of the game. Instead of trying to make any sort of move there, Henry just let it go from about 30 feet, and I think most netminders are going to make that save.
Quiznoll, take that
goes
shot
to
off.
Assiniboine.
I'm sorry, you're right, it does, Boz. I apologize. You know, McHugh won that battle with Henry, forced her to take the shot above the slot.
As they look to break on back, near side, it's going to be dumped on in after Denby gained the red line and throws it in deep. Down below the goal line, looking to play it on further is Bjarnson. It gets to the line, not out. There's a rising shot that got the glass. Puck over to the near side. Denby plays it on further. That centering pass got kicked away on a good defensive play by Bjarnason. Late change, and it stays at the line, stays inside. Good job there with 15-19 to go. There's a little bit of a tie-up, trying to get down low to help out. That centering pass, as a little bit of good defense is played there, as Lewis just took it away. Back to the point it goes, sending it rink wide. Turned over there, and they've got a couple players going if they can get it, as it's going to be a foot race here. No icing, as the race is going to be won by Grimstead. She's one of the leading scorers. Going to feather it back in deep. Balog now looking to lift the stick and gain control, but again, 4 or 5 Cougars were right around that puck, and they easily get it out to center. Minot was tired. They needed a change.
Thomas, you talked about, you hit the nail on the head there, the play without the puck. Watch the other 4 players, and not only watch the player that is trying to defend the person with a puck, watch the other 4, watch their positioning, watch their hustle, and watch what they're doing. They're once again, the game plan, they're executing it to a T.
So 14:30 remains, and still only no shots yet for the Cougars.
A lot of gassed players on the Minot State bench right now. Excruciatingly long shifts that they're playing on the defensive end. And as you're seeing the first 5 that's been gone there, they can't maintain any offensive possession time because of all the time that they're just trying to work to get the puck back.
And that's tiring. It's it's much more tiring to play defensive hockey than offensive hockey, and especially when you're not used to it. But the Beavers are going to try to get it back in, and that's just pitchforked up and out. But Turner Cummings sent it a little too high, and it's going to end up out of play.
We know Boz mentioned fatigue. It could be a little bit of a factor. You know, the men have 4 lines. They're doing it where the girls only have, 15, 13 skaters on each team, and they played multiple games and multiple days a row. We'll see if that takes a toll here in the third period.
It definitely does. Henry just came off the ice. She was just shaking her head. A little bit of frustration. She's slammed her stick a couple of times coming off. So, it's not completely over if you're Minot State. You're still very well into the zone, but in this game. But you just got to get going somehow.
And Assiniboine does not appear to be backing down at all, as they again have pinned the puck in their offensive zone. Everything stays to the outside, as Minot necessarily hasn't really had any rushes, but look at this. Here's an icing play. This is going to roll the length of the ice, and we'll bring it back. Whoa, that was waved off. Not really 100% sure why. But anyway, it's now on a delayed offsides. They will come back out to center as Entz has to drift on back. She tried to play it off the boards, maybe looking for a too many skater penalty. It's pool cued back out to center. A reaching play there knocks down a player, but it's followed up nicely by Anderson. Anderson with one little drag move and a backhand. Tornado's got it in the rebound, and Tornado's got that too. And the first couple of shots of the period on for the Cougars, as they have only gotten 10 through 13:08 remaining in the third.
You see the work there by Haley Anderson. You got to love it. She kept pushing, took any shot she could get. It was the backhander, and then the great job by the Cougars to rush the net. But I'll tell you what, great job by Tornado by hanging on to the puck, because had there been a rebound there, it would have been 2-0.
You're right about that, and we stay at 1-0, a one-shot game. That puck at the top of the glass. Apparently that's a play on. Trying to get it deep again is McHugh. She fights through a couple of checks, and McHugh's going to bring it in. Looking to drive the net, outside rim of the circle. Now she carries it down below the goal line. McHugh takes a look. All the way around, now she's out to the outside rim of the far side circle. Looks to get the cycle going as she gives it back to John. Can they get through a couple? No, nearly a turnover, but finally Minot's able to clear. Can they get this 2-on-2 going? There's another long shot on. That just kind of grazed off the panel of the netminder. Rebound to the near side corner as they look to clear it on out. It gets up to center ice, and this one will be an icing call. And I'm not sure if I knew what the difference was between the first and the second play there.
Yeah, well, I mean, just going back to that last shot right now, Minot State, they're kind of being forced to pick their shots and make sure it's perfect. Just nothing down low on the Assiniboine goaltender, and really the only thing that's open is anything up, and those are tough goals to get, especially with Assiniboine defense making sure that they're in those shooting lanes.
And the quality of goaltender that Quisnell is, if she can see it way above the slot, the chances are she's going to stop it. The positioning on defense and not allowing them to have the puck behind him has been critical.
As it's carried on in over the line, and it's going to roll into the far side corner. Play is, as they joust away in there, two aside doing battle. The puck was nearly held at the line, and it still is in the offensive zone. Let's see if they can get it deep. It's tapped off the boards with 11:44 to go. Played around, and a collision there deemed legal, but it's still going to find its way into this near side corner where, again, plenty of Cougars there to clear it out, and McHugh does get it as far as center. Quick little tap pass back. D-to-D passing, and now a lead feed through. Can Balog find a little space? She got collapsed on by two. Puck rolls free, and it gets as far as center. Then it's going to be tapped on further, and Tornado will let it go wide. It's going to be hauled in and taken back. Falling down on the play was the defensewoman Ends. Ends is forced again. Look out here. A turn and a shot save was made, and a big stop by Tornado. And at this point, we want to give a quick shout out here to the Team Texas girls. They won the 2019 USA Hockey High School National Championship early today. Congratulations. It's a good thing. I'm glad they got the information up to us so that we could share it with everyone here.
Did you see the play, Thomas, of Alyssa Anderson? She not only won the battle in the boards, got the puck out front, and took a shot on goal on Tornado. And that's the type of effort that we've been seeing all afternoon by the Cougars.
An outlet there got knifed down, as you are exactly right, Todd, and this time it's going to be played on in. Good job by Henry to at least get it deep. Now they're going to try to force a turnover, and a rare turnover is forced. Henry's going to go get it, tries to play it back up the wall. It didn't have enough to get to the point, and the defensemen aren't pinching down yet, or the defensewomen aren't pinching down yet, so that's allowing for part of the troubles that Minot's having. They can't keep the line. It's played rink wide. Christensen in. What a move. Christensen all the way to the net. Save, rebound is covered too. And Tornado keeps it a one-goal game.
Christensen, great move. Better save by Tornado. Way to cut down the angle and force her to go backhand. Tremendous play by Tornado to keep her team within one.
How about that patience from Tornado? They're out waiting the shooter coming in. Real hard to do as a goaltender, but a great job there by Tornado. Shows why she's one of the elite here in the Division II of women's.
Look out here is trying to catch up to it as Grimstead. That just got knocked away from her. It's flipped on the backhand out to center as Charles gets it down the ice. Good harassment being applied by number 4, that's Steph Jones. She ties it up into the corner. Puck comes free into that same corner. They do battle into the circles, and now it comes free in a 2-on-2 if they hurry. There's a third jumping up. Now can they get something going? Grimstead has it. Ducks to the middle and just couldn't take the puck with her. Another play that just didn't work out quite for Minot. And a penalty's upcoming as Balog is going to go, and that's going to be either a slash or a trip, but a power play, and this is the last thing that Minot needs.
It's a trip. Now if you're the Cougars, you get a shot to go up by 2 with a power play goal. You are 1 for 2 on the power play today, and if you're 2 for 3, you're going home with a national championship.
10 minutes.
You don't get that media timeout here right now, but if I'm Minot State, I might consider just taking the timeout right before the penalty kill.
And actually, it looks like, Boz, they heard you, man. They heard you, and they called everybody over to the benches. So with that, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we will have this Cougar Power Play. You're watching the ACHA Division II Women's National Championship.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Budget Car Rental, the preferred rental agency of the ACHA. Hogan Transportation, official tournament partners of the 2019 ACHA National Championships. Edge Protect, protecting goalie skate blades since 2004 and official sponsor of the 2019 ACHA National Championships.
All right, we are back to Frisco, Texas and the Comerica Center. Let's give you a recap here. 9:48 to go. The Cougars of Assiniboine Community College on top of the Minot State Beavers 1-0. And the Cougars are about to go on a power play as a tripping call was made against Balog.
Well, to me, this is the hockey game in a lot of ways, because if you score a power play goal, you're up 2, it's going to feel like a 4-goal lead. But if you're Minot State and if you stop it, then you're going to get a Donnybrook right till the end.
Yeah, that's a great point, Todd. If a second goal goes in, it will probably feel like a 4-goal lead that they have to deal with. But let's see how the power play unfurls. It's played on back to the point. There's a shot redirected in front. It's loose at the front of the crease, and it'll be bounced out and cleared to the boards and then down the ice as Tornado comes up with another big stop.
Tornado is really just played a tremendous game for Minot State. Like I said, I love her positioning in net. I love her movement from side to side. I love how she cuts down the angles.
Actually, it ended up being a 2-on-4 over the line on the power play, which shows you how concerned they are with the defense, that they didn't have a rush up coming. They were more than content to get it deep, keep their players fresh, and get it cleared down the ice.
Now, if you're the Cougars here, you must be careful not to turn the puck over, even though Minot State only has 4 players on the ice. With their speed and skill, they could score a shorthanded goal easily if you turn it over.
Well, they haven't done that yet. Now they can find control. Point shot there. That got redirected in. Oh, and the rebound just hit the top and the side of the net. Still held in by the by the Cougars. Played on over, top of the circle. A lot of bodies in front. Tornado put that one behind the cage. It's now controlled by Charles. She's going to play it around to the far side boards. A little bit of a stumble there by Christensen. Works back around, and Minot's going to be able to fire it to the point, not out. Good keep there by McHugh. Rink wide feed, top of the circle. That's a pass that got deflected on the way through. As standing down there was, I believe that was Jones looking to one-time it. Jones is on it again, though, outside rim of the circle, maintaining possession. There's a shot and a redirection attempt, and that just didn't connect. As I believe that was Doherty parked off on the side of the cage. 9 seconds to go in the power play. They do battle into the corner. It's going to squirt free and be laid on back to the point, but that's actually a smart play because McHugh had gotten back to make sure that the player coming out of the box didn't get an on-man opportunity.
This is a victory for Minot State right here. Now you've got 7 and change to play in the hockey game. You can play 5-on-5 hockey, and there's just a lot of time left. A lot can happen. As you know, I did the Kansas Fairfield game. Kansas was up 2-0 with 5 and change to play and lost it 3-2 in regulation.
So let's see if Minot can at least force something here offensively. As turning in Balog, she gets tripped up. Nothing coming on that. Upset is the Minot bench, bringing it back in out of the Cougars. That shot went through the skates of a player. I believe it was actually a teammate, Barneson, but still Tornado was able to come up with it. Now a 1-on-2 back the other way. They look to get wide. Good pressure, though. And again, just unable to do anything with it. And a clear as it's brought right back out by Denby.
It's a great play by Alyssa Anderson. You're correct. The Minot State bench was upset. There was no doubt it was a tripping penalty, and the referees just simply missed it.
They wind and look to outlet. Nowhere to go, and finally they find a little bit of a path as it's carried on by Wickham. Wickham right wing side, 1 versus 2. She able to maintain possession, and now she wants to get it back to the point. Ertz shot. That was blocked on the way through. It's controlled, though, by the Beavers, and now it's just a massive humanity right in the slot. No whistle there, and it just squirts free side of the cage and will be had by Quiznon.
All right, Thomas, how do you stop the trap? Well, usually with a trap, it's odd man defensively. It's 2 versus 1. So if you're that one player, you see the trap coming, you have to know that someone's going to be open and work that puck around. That's how you end up beating those traps when you have the puck in the defense or in the offensive zone. You just get working like that. Maybe Minot State can generate at least a good rush, get momentum back on their bench, because as of right now, everything on that is Assiniboine side.
Boz is spot on, but did you see the play there again by Heidi? You know, her body's on the ground, on the puck. She's doing anything can. If she has to sit on it, stall, have her team come out and help her. Just those are the huge plays in this hockey game. It's almost bigger than a goal at this point.
As with the clock ticks down under 6 minutes. Spinorama play was turned over. Look out here, bringing it back in is Frederick. Throws the brakes on, and Tornado's going to make the save, and kind of a soft post there. Nothing on purpose by Tornado, as she just wanted to make sure she made the save, and the net's going to come off its moorings.
You've got
Well, we've had issues with
Boz,
the posts all tournament long, and especially with this back end. I think part of the problem, too, we noticed that the refs aren't exactly dropping those posts onto the moorings, which would actually dig it into the ice. So, you know, this is only the first problem in the game, but we have seen an issue with those moorings throughout both the men's side and the women's side of the tournament.
There was a tie-up, no penalty called on that. It's, again, 3-on-4, taken away. The story of the game, it probably sounds like a broken record, but that's what's happening. Anderson wants to cut to the middle. Still has one hand on the stick and one hand on the puck, and it still ends up going into the corner. Down below the goal line, it's tied up there. The Beavers and Cougars have two-a-side doing battle. Each of them trying to kick it out free from those sideboards, and it ends up coming up the boards. Check there, and that's going to be let go. Again, Minot looking for a penalty, and there's a shot, and it deflected off a Minot player. Over the net as Bodie had the opportunity. They reverse flow to the Beavers. Again, a long shift defending, which means even if they get it out, they probably need a line change, as back are the Cougars. They slap it off the near side board, and it's right back out to center. Look out here, they have numbers. Bring it over the line. This is Blight with a sharp angle shot, and Tornado's got it, and a clear of the crease will push a player down, but nothing coming from that either with 4:47 to go on the clock.
The Cougars won the battle in the neutral zone. That's what set up the shot by Blight, but a good save by Tornado to cut down the angle on the shooter. Time is becoming a major factor now with 4:47 to play. When do you pull the goaltender? If you're Coach Miner, you probably got to pull it under 2 to play.
Let's see, that is a good thing to keep an eye out on, and now the net's off actually on the other side to Baz's point. And let's see if they can make any sort of changes here and actually pick it up and drop it. No, they just set it into place again, it looked like.
If you're Ryan Miner, I might even consider taking that time out. You still have it, but the time is nigh where you need to start thinking about using it.
No, I think you got to wait. You set it up with about 2 minutes to play, pull the goalie, and use your timeout then.
Well, we'll see how it ends up playing out. As of right now, it's brought in onside. Pass across didn't work, and it's a 2-on-4 coming on back, and the back check knocked it up, and the defensewoman there, McHugh, was there to clear it back away. Two players again wipe out in the one end. This is a skate and a race for icing, or it might have been waved off beforehand. Knocked down on the play was Jones, but she takes more time, and the Beavers will look to come again. They bring it up left wing side. That is poked off. Now they sweep it up ahead, and with a little bit of room, they just send it in deep as they needed a line change. Wickham got it deep. 3 minutes, 58 seconds to go in the national championship of Division II. Now with play by Grimstead, she couldn't get by. There's a shot, and it ends up being blocked and going back to Grimstead. Bouncing puck down below the goal line, she couldn't come up with it. Centering pass comes free, but it's cleared away by the Cougars. And they will get it out of the zone. They try to get it over the red line before shooting it in, and a penalty is upcoming. Yep. And now, with 3:38 to go, Minot's going to have to kill a penalty.
Boz, that happened right in front of you. What do you see?
Yeah, she actually caught the there's glass right in front of the Minot State bench. Caught a little bit of it when she got hit, and she's getting looked at right now. But that's kind of what happened, and she's being helped onto the bench right now. She's just all kinds of trouble getting off.
Wow, so now you've got a power play. If you're the Cougars, you're up by 1 with 3:38 to play. This is perfect. All you got to do now is do your job. Don't get out of position. Play your position. Even though you're on the power play, to me, you're being defensive oriented here. You do not want to turn the puck over at the blue line towards the neutral zone, bringing it in, that's the way Minot State could tie it up, is on a turnover.
You're exactly right, and watch your shots from the point. Block shots that carry them off a pad, shin guard, I should say, could end up really carrying out the center ice and creating an opportunity. Assiniboine, let's see what they do with the power play. It's handed on all the way back around, I should say. That's 15. Alderson has it. Now they work it right back in down low. They'll be happy to play the perimeter here. A little bit of a force by Lewis. She'll take her check into the boards. Watching and looking to help out is Christensen. It's dug out by the Beavers, though, and maybe a 2-on-2 if they hurry. It's played across. Grimstead's got it. Grimstead is offside, though, as it was played over the line. Bullock trying to keep speed, but she lost it, and that made it offside.
You can see Minot State, they are a frustrated hockey team right now, and you know, the thing is, you can't pull this goaltender with 3:08 to play until you kill off the power play. So, you know, it's going to have you less time to pull the goalie to try to tie it.
That's fired nearly in, but it hit a player. Henry carried it in over the line the rest of the way, but 4 Cougars are back, and Henry, look at her work. She hasn't given up on anything as she tried to bank the puck away, but it is McHugh coming up. in full stride. Look at this speed. You can see the jersey flying behind her. She'll take it down below the goal line, protect, and now look to keep it pinned to the goal. Again, I don't know if a goal is as important here as just taking the 2 minutes off the clock. There's a chance in front, though. Just as I say that, I'd give an opportunity. That's sent over rink wide. Outside rim in that far side circle. Backhanded in further. Going to work now down below the net is Charles. She is hit behind the net, and that's going to be a penalty to Barneson. And a boarding call up coming, and a chance in front. And Minot is in all sorts of troubles now as a 5-on-3 is coming with 2:21 to go.
You had 43 seconds left, and you were going to kill the penalty off. This was just an ill-advised penalty here. Now you put your team in major
Minot
peril.
State about to take that time right now, and I think this is a good one just after that call. A lot of frustrated players to your point, Todd, and this is yeah, you're kind of forced to take the timeout right now.
You are, Boz, and here's the thing. You would have had the penalty killed off in 43 seconds, which would have left you around a minute and 30, a minute 20 to pull the goalie. Now, the penalty is almost for the rest of the game. So now you're 2 men short till 43 seconds. When that is up, you're going to look for Minot State to go for broke and pull the goalie, and they just don't have a choice at that point.
Yeah, it's going to have to be. You're going to have to pull the goalie at probably shorthanded. So best case scenario, you're just 5 aside.
You're 5 aside without the extra goalie. You're going to have to do it in 43 seconds. There's just no doubt. And if you're the Cougars, all you're thinking is get rid of the puck out of your own end, throw it in the neutral zone, do what you have to do. All you're doing here is playing defense. You're trying to get the puck. You're trying to control the puck in the corners. Keep it along the boards. If you do that, you're going to win the hockey game and you're going to be national champions.
All right, so the timeout is over. A 5-on-3 set to begin for Assiniboine. They are on top by a score of 1-0. Shots in this one, 17-14. A high-powered offense like Minot been held to 14. The clearing attempt doesn't get out, or 17, I should say. Clearing attempt doesn't get out. That shot is blocked. And that could have been a possible tripping call with the way they've called the last 2 minutes, but play on as it's held in and everything to the outside along the boards. You just don't want to run the risk of a turnover. Power move it out in front, rebound to the backside, and that's going to be cleared away. Only as far as the line as it's shoveled in further. Minot wants to flow it up the ice, and they do get a clear here with 16 to go in the first penalty.
Thomas, this sounds crazy, but they're 5-on-3, but I would pretend I was 4-on-3 and make sure I always have a defenseman back because they're looking for the breakaway.
And now they get a penalty called, and they will have a power play opportunity. As we only had 3 penalties called all game, we've had 3 in the last 10 minutes.
It always picks up the last 5 minutes of the game. Boz and I see that. The physicality always picks up. I'm sure he can feel it down there in between the benches.
Yeah.
Well, you got one team, they know that there's a championship that they're about to win, and another team that they want to fight for it. They want to bring another championship to Minot State. It'd be great for that school to walk out with 2 national championships in 1 year.
So, and now the penalty ends to Gowdy. So it's going to be we're going to be 4 aside for now, and there will be a late 5-on-3 opportunity, 6-on-4 opportunity once the netminder gets pulled. But before you do that, you got to get the puck out of your own end, and Assiniboine is not letting that happen. McHugh has it down below the goal line. McHugh's going to take a look. She got a stick in front of the net she was looking to pass to. Didn't work, but McHugh took it right on back. Played on to the point. Now activating from outside. Cutting to the middle. And the puck's going to squirt free, but again, McHugh over on it. She pushes it in further and down below the goal line. Tipping it around into the far side corner. 1 minute to go in the hockey game. Played on over now to the near side corner. All Assiniboine keeping it locked up in deep. Ench tries to take it away. This is an even strength at this point. They can't pull the goaltender, and we're 4 aside. Centering pass there. Finally, it's taken away. Looking to come on back the other way, and with speed is Wickham. She picks up speed as she goes over the blue line. Onside play. Looking to cut in front. Goalie is pulled.
And it's too many against Minot State. The goalie wasn't completely off the ice when the player came on the ice, and that's the call.
Yes, it is. He's spot on. Wow, that's just a miscommunication there, period.
I
think he's correct.
Boz, Todd, have either of you ever seen that actually called?
No, I have not. I'm shocked it is called, actually.
It was the right call, though.
It
the goalie
is.
was back to the bench when Minot State sent that player in, and Minot State doesn't have the timeout, so we got to get going.
37-9 on the clock. Right now there's 4 skaters aside on the ice. It's played on over. They can go to a 5-on-4, a penalty if the netminder can get pulled, but we'll see if that happens. There's a collision back behind the play. Winding up and looking to get on through is going to be Wiggness. She's got to find some alley to go here. 22 seconds away now. Drop pass doesn't really work as they can't find any room. And it's turned over and slapped right back in with 15 on the clock. Now they're going to pull the netminder. With speed over the line, they bring it in. Grimstead with a little bit of a drag move with 8 seconds left. Grimstead's got it down below the goal line, throws the brakes on, lost control of the puck. 3 seconds to go. Puck down below. They send it on back to the point. 1 second left. The shot's going to go wide. And Assiniboine, they have won the national championship.
Just a perfect game, Thomas, played by the Cougars. It really was. It was so perfect. The end of the game sums it up for me. They couldn't even get the puck out of their own end to pull the goalie. They finally were able to do it with precious little time left, and the strategy and the forecheck and shifting in their offensive end, it was just perfect. You know what? If you're, like you said, if you're at home and you're taping this hockey game and you're a coach, you want to show this type of defensive play to your players, because this is as good as it gets. And do you believe they beat them 6 times in regular season, and the Cougars saved their best effort for last. They played their best hockey of the season. They saved it for this tournament, upsetting Lakehead in the semifinal and upsetting Minot State today. All I got to say is, wow.
And you see the mass, or you just saw, I should say on replay, the mass of happy humans meeting together in the crease and still jumping around and hugging here. We're going to stay here to make sure that you can see the trophy presentations, the medal ceremony here. Still a lot to come in this one, but it is a Cougar victory. And again, Minot State was held to 18 shots in a game. In pool play, they had 80-plus and 60-plus. They can only get 18 on the net in this one.
Just the hustle, the want to, the grit, keeping the game along the boards, keeping it ugly in the corners, keeping them out of the middle, the forecheck in the neutral zone, the back check, everything, you name it, they did it perfectly. And I'll tell you what, just think, we got to talk about these kids and the seniors. You got to talk about the seniors. Grimstead was a senior for Minot State. I mean, all these seniors from Minot State, it's their last game. And then when you look at the Cougars, they're seniors. If they have, I don't think they have a senior on the roster. Actually, they do not. So this is a young team that is going to come back, and it's all intact for next year. Look at the sophomores and freshmen. I thought they had one senior on the roster, but they do not.
So that makes them scary for years to come at
does.
least. But again, now you see the handshake line, really one of the best traditions in hockey. After beating up somebody for 60 minutes and sometimes 60 minutes in a 6-game series 6 times. This was only a 1-game event, but still, you put everything aside and you give that team a good how do you do and congratulations through the handshake line.
You're right. It's the best thing to see. You see when you see the men's game, I mean, they're just checking each other along the boards for 60 minutes. And then when the game is over, all is forgotten, and sportsmanship is definitely great to see out here. And like I said, they knew their system.
Yep.
And after you played them 6 times, you had your 7th opportunity. Eventually, if you figure it out and you just out-hustle them, you're going to beat them.
You are right as they try to get them to line up now on the blue line. It looks like they may be just about ready for the trophy presentation. Andy Sturrs will bring that to you. At least it'll be him that you're hearing. And let's go ahead and send it down to Andy.
We have Women's Division II Commissioner Taylor Hadley to make our presentations this afternoon. The American Collegiate Hockey Association would like to congratulate both Assiniboine Community College and Minot State University on a great season. At this time, if we could have the captains from Minot State University please come forward to receive the National Runner-Up Trophy. At this time, we will do the individual awards ceremony for Assiniboine Community College. We will go in numerical order. Number 1, Marley Quesno. Number 2, Danielle Pasco. Number 3, Jasmine Denby. Number 4, Stephanie Jones. Number 6, Blair Bodie. Number 7, Mariah McHugh. Number 8, Lauren Blight. Number 9, Alex Tosh. Number 10, Samantha Christensen. Number 13, Rachel Charles. Number 14, Simone Turner-Cummer. Number 15, Alyssa Alderson. Number 16, Haley Anderson. Number 17, Carly Frederick. Number 18, Kenzie Hyde. Number 19, Erin Doherty. And number 20, Emily Nickel. Coaches and staff, head coach Tony Bertone. Assistant coaches Terry Sankfield and Tara Van Cohenberg. And team manager Larry Shannon. At this time, we will make the presentation of the MVP. The 2019 American Collegiate Hockey Association Women's Division II National Championships Tournament Most Valuable Player goes to, from Assiniboine Community College, defenseman, number 14, Simone Turner-Cummer. And at this time, will the captains from Assiniboine Community College please come forward to accept the American Collegiate Hockey Association Women's Division II National Championship Trophy. Accepting for Assiniboine Community College, our captain, Mariah McHugh, and assistant captains, Haley Anderson, Carly Frederick, Kenzie Hyde, and Erin Doherty. Your 2019 Women's Division II National Champions, the Assiniboine Community College Cougars. A special thanks to our tournament hosts, the Frisco Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Dallas Stars, and the Children's Health Star Centers. In addition, thank you, family and friends that have traveled to Texas to be here and support.
Thank you so much for joining us. Coming back here, a 1-0 victory in what has been a fantastic tournament. Minot State, all the credit in the world to them. They battled hard and battled throughout. They got to this game, but they just couldn't win it as Assiniboine gets the national championship.
Defense wins championships. You gave up no goals today with a shutout, 3 all-tournament, and no doubt about it, Turner-Cummer was the best player in this tournament. Simone was terrific today.
And we're going to go ahead and throw it down to Boz, who's got a happy human with him.
All right, Tony. How you doing, first of all?
Oh, man, I'm just so happy for this group. They worked hard all year, and they brought their A game. They brought their A game.
Talk to us about the feelings throughout the game. I mean, it was a tight game. You guys got an early goal, and it was really about protecting about it and the defense and your goaltender. Talk to us about your goaltender as well.
Marley, you know, she came into camp our only goalie this year. She never played hardly anything last year, and she just worked at her game so hard in practice. She never missed a practice. Total commitment to our club, and she led us all the way.
Just the thoughts throughout the game as you guys bring a championship back to Assiniboine. Just tell us about the feelings and the thoughts throughout the season getting to this point.
Well, I told the girls, you know what? Just believe in us. Believe in what we're teaching you, and work at it, and believe and try it on the ice. And they did. And you know what? And today they did everything we asked of them to do it, and they did it to a T. It was wonderful.
Kind of the perfect game plan that worked out for you guys, right?
Perfect.
All right, I'll let you go celebrate with the team. Thanks,
Thank
Coach.
you very much.
All right,
Thank
congratulations.
You. Thank you.
Boy, you might be getting tired of hearing it, but it's just so true. The fantastic defense that was played in this tournament, and you can hear from the head coach, that's what he was preaching anyway.
Perfect. I mean, he summed it up perfectly. A perfect job of discipline, staying in your area, poke checking the puck away when you needed to. I mean, you know, you could have, like you said, Quizznell, she could have got the MVP today. You know, the unsung hero to me was Kenzie Heidi. She could have got it too.
It looks like Boz is set up top or down low here as he's got the goaltender, the winning goaltender in this game here.
All right, 2 shutouts throughout the tournament. How'd this one feel?
Amazing. I don't think there is a better feeling. I don't think the words can describe it.
You finally won a national championship, and you played great throughout the whole tournament. And just talked about the team and kind of the process of the whole season coming in. We talked to your coach, and he talked to you about the effort that you put in playing goalie, and really not getting a whole lot in last year, but getting basically all the starts this year.
Yeah, definitely. We had 1 goal at the beginning of the year, and we wanted to. That was to win this championship. So we just made it possible. We worked as a team and just worked so hard to get here and just made it happen.
Well, congratulations to you. I'm sure you want to celebrate with the rest of your team. So congrats to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Boz, as you were holding up the team picture down there. But, hey, they waited for the netminder as they should have, because it was a fantastic, you know, the defense can do only so much. Your goaltender's got to keep the puck out of the net, and that's exactly what we got.
They could have gave away co-MVPs. They could have gave away 3 MVPs today. I mean, to me, Quizznell, Turner Kummer, and Kenzie Heidi were the 3 best players on the ice today. You could, however you want to call them, the 3 stars of the game. They were it. You heard Coach. They just played their system perfectly, and they're national champions. And Thomas, look, they don't have a senior on the roster. I thought they had 1 when I glanced at it way earlier today. They don't have a senior. They're going to be the team to beat next year.
I would think so, as they come back with this roster intact. And let's go ahead and send it down to Boz with the likely with the MVP.
Congratulations, tournament MVP. You scored the last 3 goals for your team to get you here and win a national championship. How's that feel?
Amazing. It's surreal. Obviously, it's a team sport, and I couldn't have done it without my teammates, but the fact that I just was able to find the net was amazing.
Talk to us about your team, too. I mean, you mentioned it was a team effort. You got a great backstop who pitched your second shutout of the tournament. What does it mean having these players around and just going through the whole process with them?
Just right from the start, we've been a team, and I think that's what got us here. We had 1 goal, and we accomplished that today, and it was just amazing. Like, as I said, without the team, we wouldn't have gotten here.
Anyone want to say hello to back home?
Just my family. Thanks for watching.
All right, congratulations.
Oh, that's fantastic. You always go back to the family at the end of the day, don't you? And that's exactly what happened right there.
You know, you do. You want to, not only do you want to thank her family for listening, but you want to thank all our listeners for listening to all our games for the past 10-plus days, 12-plus days. We have 1 more game to go here on the ACHA network on YouTube television. Stay with us for that. I just want to thank everyone here. I want to thank all my coworkers. I want to thank you, Thomas. I want to thank you, Boz. I want to thank AJ. I want to thank everybody behind the scenes. They did great work. Without them, we wouldn't be here. I want to thank AJ and them for asking me to come here and do this tournament. It was a time of my life.
It was, and these tournaments here, you get 5 divisions down in one place to determine 5 national champions. And I tell you what, from the beginning to the end, the hockey never got boring. It's just fantastic hockey. This is a great leagues, series of leagues, I should say. And this non-varsity sport that we're showing here has got some great talent. And folks, I guess that pretty much does it for it here. Also, as Todd said, just an incredible thank you and job well done to everybody in the staff, to the hospitality committees, to everybody that helped out. It's been a great 12 days for me personally. Todd mentioned it. Can't thank everybody enough. Andrew Saunders, AJ Bolden, Matt Coma,
Russ,
and Russ Schlegel, as well as Josh, who did a lot of our directing and producing. Folks, one final time, a national champion has been crowned for ACHA Women's Division II. A 1-0 victory for the Assiniboine Cougars. Take care, folks, and join us for D1 in just a little bit.
I can't wait till next year.